Hello folks, this is activity number 3 in lab number 2, and the idea is to create this structure, this assembly. And so basically I have 3 parts. Let's call it the bolt, the nut, and how about the fixture? Okay. All right, no dimensions here, and this is not the only way of doing it. Please try different approaches, and hopefully you will be happy with what you have done. First thing we're going to do is we create a product file, and immediately we save it, or I save it, save management, save as, up in activity 3. I'll leave the name product. Naming is but very important, particularly when you get to write your midterm or final. So don't screw up the parts, please. Don't overwrite other stuff and things of that type. So why don't we do the fixture first? So insert a new part in there, right click properties. I'm going to call this thing fixture and fixture. Okay, so let's make it. So on a convenient plane, on that vertical plane, I will sketch. You might wonder, why am I doing it like this? But just be patient for a second, you'll see. So let me actually do the following. Let me draw something, uh, yeah, like that. This may be a crazy way of doing it, but that's okay. Uh-oh. Now, I didn't want to make a circle here. So there's 2 ways to fix this. Either escape it, it's going to stop there, or you can go to what's this? To this sketch tools and click on that guy. You see this? You see this? Oh, sorry, this one. See this? You click on it and you can convert it into a line. Very good. Exit. Actually, let's draw a circle here too. Why don't we make this symmetric first of all? This line control, that line control the axis. Make it symmetric. Automatically, you put the center of that circle on that line. And let me draw a circle here. This is eventually when where the bolt is going to go. Exit, and I'm going to pad it. And I'm going to do it in both direction, mirror extent. And let me make it a little bit bigger, maybe 1. Good. Now on that vertical plane, I will sketch. As I said, this may be a crazy way of doing it, but that's fine. So let me make a rectangle, a centered rectangle, like this. Exit and pocket it. Where is this? Pocket. In both directions. Long enough so it cuts through the thing. Okay, that's good. There. So this is that. All right. Now, on that face, I will sketch. Well, I want to draw a circle exactly that size. Well, too lazy to do that, so I'm going to project that circle. The only thing is that when you do this thing, this is yellow, and you cannot change the size of the circle. In the event that you want to change it, right-click, isolate, and it will turn it into white, and then you can make appropriate changes. So just to show you, isolate there. I want the same size, but I'm saying if you did not want, what would you do? So here's normal view. Let's draw another circle, and that other one is going to be for the bolt head. Exit. Okay, let me do a multipath here. So multipath, there's a multipath. If you take that sketch, it tells you that there's two curves there. So this one is the big one. So let me make that big one maybe point. We can change these if we don't like it. 0.2 inches. Yeah, and this one, let me make it 4 inches. Preview. There it is. Except that eventually this is going to go into that hole. Okay. And let me do the knot on this side. Oh, you know, bolt. Bad idea. The bolt has to be a separate part. So this last stuff that I did was totally useless. Delete it. Delete the sketch. Good. I can leave this thing here. It really doesn't matter. I can leave it here, no problem. I can leave it, or I can delete it, and then when I create the bolt, I draw the same sketch, okay? But I want to show you that this can be used later on. There's no problem. So let's go to the product, save everything, and insert, new part, say no, call this thing the bolt, properties, bolt, and bolt. And remember, we have to have it as a separate part because we want to move it around. And you know, if it's in the same part as the fixture, I can't even move it around. So okay, now we're going to go to the bolt, make it. So I already have a sketch, although it's outside of that bolt, I can still use this. So let's do a multi-path. Let me just see something here. Oh, this is a pad, but I want to check something. You see that? It'll do it for you. That's not what I want. I want a multi-pad. So, you see, this sketch was in a different part. I could still use it, but I don't want to do that. So let me delete this. Uh, yeah. So don't delete the sketch. The sketch is there. But you see, the problem is that this is not really working well because I see some anomalies here, and also, oh, I'm not sure. Oh, you know, I have a feeling that this actually isolated that. I have a feeling that it isolated this. So let's try it. So let's do a multi-pad. This thing, yeah, I think it isolated it. That icon that you saw was isolated. So select this. We went was it 0.2 volt head? And this is the, oh no, the other way around. This one is 4. Yeah. Oh no, no. 0.4. This one is 4. Yeah. Please go and do it any way you want. Okay. uh, all right, let's go ahead and save everything all the way to the top. Click on the floppy, say okay. Now insert the last part, new part. Always say no. Right click properties, and we say nut. The name is going to be nut and nut. Say okay. To make the nut, you go there, double click on it, on that plane, sketch, project that circle. There we are. Now, I'm not going to even isolate that, so I'll just draw another circle because we want to get the nut, right? You need to have a hole in the middle. So here's the normal view. Let's draw another circle, and this is going to be the outer diameter of the nut. Exit and pad it. If you want to see it better, it's in the other direction. Let me make this thing 0.4 preview. Yeah, that's good. Say okay. As a matter of fact, if you want to give these different colors, so for example, you go to this not right click properties under the graphics, change the color, actually not there, cancel, close to this line, right click properties, right above it, and no color, so we're going to make it, I don't know, orange, there. And if you want to go there, right click properties, let's make it green or blue, magenta. That's not magenta. Okay, good, good. So let's go all the way to the top, all the way to the top, and save everything. And now we apply the assembly constraints. Okay, so anchor that piece, the fixture is fixed. Let's move things around. So let me translate this thing in the X direction and in the Y direction. Let's take the nut and move it there, and we say okay. Now, coincidence between this axis and that axis. If I update, they're going to line up. And now coincidence between this plane and that plane. Now these arrows, they must be opposite direction. And if you don't believe it, just leave it like this and update and see what happens. There. So we don't like it, we go to our constraint. The last one, flip the arrow, we say okay, and update. There we are. So you see the significance of those arrows. But after a while, when you use it, you get the hang of it, and there's no issue. So coincidence between this axis and that axis, and I don't even have to update, but if I wanted to, I can. However, I'll just automatically say coincidence between this plane and that plane. Okay, now update, and there we are. And believe me, if you move these things around and do some crazy maneuvers, first of all, before I do that, I'm going to save everything. So move and manipulate. Let's move things around like that, like so, like so. Some rotation. Oops. Some rotation. This one, this one. Rotate this. And when I say update, they will go back to the configuration that I want. And that takes care of the three activities. Good luck.